Hey guys, welcome back to With Love Kennedy. It's your girl Ken back with another video. So it is currently 8:04 in the morning. It's very early. My honey dip is asleep, so I can't be too loud while I'm talking on the video. So pardon me if it sounds like I'm whispering, but yeah. Today is going to be a video about 5 things that I wish I knew in my early 20s. And this is for all the girlies who are like 20, 19, entering 20 up to like 25. I'm 26, I'm turning 27 this year, so I'm not that far off, but I'm also not that far ahead to the point where I'm distant to the experience. And these are all things that I wish someone shared with me or someone told me during the time. But I think things change so much from generation to generation that, like, you know, someone older can always tell you these things, but they may not necessarily apply to what you're going through based on the generation that you're in and based on what's happening in the world. So, yeah, let's just get right into the video. So, the first thing is to stop waiting to be or to feel ready. And I kind of touched base on this in a lot of my other videos, but waiting to be ready and like waiting to feel ready, ultimately what you're doing is you're wasting time trying to wait for confidence, trying to wait for motivation, trying to wait for someone to come hand you a blessing, and you really got to go out there and get it. Like when I was 22, like after COVID had happened, like I moved back to New York City, and I had a lot of dreams and aspirations that I still have to this day, but at the time they were very big, and I practically accomplished everything that I wanted to accomplish during that time. And like, I just remember feeling that momentum of like, oh my God, like I gotta get to it. Like I gotta make everything that I want happen come true, and I have to be the one to do it. And like that confidence in like waiting to feel ready wasn't something that I struggle with, but I have so many friends and I know so many people that struggle with that, and like would just kind of like wait around or like work themselves into the ground thinking that someone was going to come and offer them the opportunity to do something that they love. And so again, I say all of this to say, like, don't wait to feel ready. Like, don't wait to be ready. Like, you are ready, you have what it takes, just go for it. Number 2 is protect your peace earlier. So this one is something that I actually genuinely wish I knew. Not saying that the first one wasn't, but like I didn't know it as much as I know now. But especially for number 2, protect your peace earlier. Because girls, these men, and it's not even just about them. It's really not even just about them. Like even with friends, like I went through so much in my early 20s between men and the girls that I was friends with or the guys I was friends with. Like it was just a constant learning cycle, because people change. Like people change so much, and it's not necessarily that a person is bad or a person is not bad. It's just like you have to be willing to choose yourself first to an extent or to a degree if you want to maintain the peace that you work so hard for. And it's really hard to grasp that at the ripe age of 21 because our minds are so fickle and we're so young and we don't really understand what's happening in the world, like in actuality. But once you go through that period of like just learning yourself and actually understanding what it is that you need, you will soon come to realize that you need to protect your peace. And especially in your early 20s, like that, if I did that, so many things would be different. But yeah. Number 3 is discipline creates freedom. So I touch on this a lot in a lot of my videos about how you have to live a very structured and disciplined life in order to achieve the things that you want in the gym. I think that same thing applies to real life. Like you have to be a very disciplined person and you have to constantly work at the things that you want in order to make them happen. And that's anything, like that's a relationship, that's a career, that's a goal. Like you can't work at it once and then come back to it and be like, oh, okay, like why haven't I progressed? Like you have to actually constantly practice. And I think that discipline gets swept under the rug in the early 20s because it's so easy to be like, oh, like I'm young, I have time, and like da da da. But like it's like in reality, in theory, it's like yes, you have time, but not really. Like because I used to say all those things. Like I used to do all of those things, and honestly, like I would say for the status quo, for the ratio, like I was on the more disciplined side as a early 20-year-old, and I'm really grateful for that. But that again, that was something I observed, and like I wish a lot of people around my age at the time understood, because I was kind of like the oddball out. And so I think early, like later on in life, like people were like, oh my god, like you were so right, like you were doing this and that. And I'm like, yeah, because I know like you have to be disciplined so that by the time you're like 30, 35, you're not doing all the things that you were doing at 21. Like, you know what I'm saying? 4 is stop comparing timelines. You are not anyone else, and you will never be anyone else, and they will never be you. And I fell very, very short in this. I fell victim to it. It was bad for me, especially because I was in the entertainment industry. Like, I was a dancer, I did musical theater. So, like, part of my job was comparing myself to other people. And that took a toll on my self-confidence and my self-esteem as a woman. And I found myself doing things that did not align with who I knew I wanted to become because I was trying to be like somebody else. And so when you stop comparing timelines, oh my God, my words. You start realizing that the journey that other people are on may very well look different than yours because of their experience or their background or like the families that they come from. And it has no direct reflection on you. It's just you have to endure a different journey, have different adversities, have different successes in order to accomplish the things that you want to accomplish, even if it may look the same in comparison to their success. But like people's journeys are just so different, so you can never really compare the timeline. Yeah. 5 is God can redirect your plans without ruining them. So I'm still struggling with this one, y'all, and I'm not even in my young 20s anymore. But yeah, he can change your plans whenever he wants. Isn't that amazing? And I say that with an endearing heart. What he puts on your heart at 21, what he puts on your heart at 20 is going to look very different than what he puts on your heart at 24. It may not be a complete shift. Like, one thing I will say is like God is very clear cut about the overall theme of what it is that you're supposed to be doing. But he will alter some circumstances or some situations to make sure that you keep your eyes focused on him, or that you know that he is the person that deserves the glory, and he will make things change a lot. And you know, one day you will be like, oh, like I'm supposed to be doing this job and I'm supposed to be doing this with this people, and then you'll look up the next day and you'll be like, oh, like my life looks very different from that. And I think that's okay. Like, I think there's a way to like lean into that. But again, like I said, I'm still struggling with this one. Like, that one's a very emotional one because it's just like you don't realize it until it happens. You don't realize it until it happens. And especially if you're someone who's a dreamer, if you're someone who has like big goals and like you want so many things, like that is a hard pill to swallow, because that typically means you're a strong-minded person. And if you are a strong-minded person, you don't necessarily love the idea of adjustment. But yeah, that's my video. 5 things that I wish someone told me in my early 20s. And yeah, it was quick, sweet, short, like me. And I will be back with another video very soon. It's your girl Kennedy. It's with Love Kennedy. Keep glowing, keep growing, and I will see y'all next time.